now being recorded. Good morning, Lisa.
Morning.
Good morning. So we were talking about you guys wrapping up the quarter and kind of where you want to go next. You want to give us a quick update where you are?
Well, we took the semester exam, and interestingly enough, my students performed far better than my other classes on the exam. And I think, obviously having more than one teacher in a class makes a difference. Yeah, they did really well.
Concept.
I told them, I said, you guys are in first place. So they were excited. So
That's very cool. That's
So
very
that was
cool.
they did very well, and so we're starting a new semester right now, and so I have book report projects for them, and so we're going to go over some public speaking skills because I want to do that because some kids still don't get that you just can't get up and walk in front of somebody during their presentation unless it's an absolute emergency. So we
Yeah.
need to go over that in all my classes, and so we'll start going over that. They'll do their presentation. Um, I think we decided first week in February. So, and we have tons of choices. So they'll do a Facebook book. We added a Pinterest based on what their protagonist preferences are. And so we thought that would be kind of fun. We have the amusement park. We have the video games. Um, we have, let me grab it. I've got it right here.
Tell me about the amusement park. I don't know if I know what that is.
Yeah, the amusement park, I was looking for my sheet. The amusement park is what they do is well, first of all, I give them a synopsis of how J.K. Rowling turned, you know, Universal, all that, into the Harry Potter section that's based on the book. But for the amusement park, they have to create 3 rides that represent the exposition, the climax, and the resolution of their book. And so they have to draw a picture. It can be computer generated, it can be stick figures, whatever they want. They have to explain the ride and how it applies to their protagonist and to those sections of the book. So anyway, that'll be kind of fun, I think, for them.
Well, that's great because here's what you might add in that class just to go crazy.
Uh-huh.
And I'll take this off of one of my son's college classes. Why not make one ride have to be accessible for all ranges of age and disability?
Oh, that's a great idea. That is very
And
good.
you could
Mhm.
actually make that TJ's lead role. So he's using
Oh,
something he's really comfortable with. So the goal
mhm.
is, maybe you want to do 2 rides instead of 3, but
Mhm.
your rides have to be accessible and they have to think through all of that and they have to present it to him and he gets to shoot down why it wouldn't be accessible for blind or deaf or and it makes them think about this world of universal design and equity for all.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And I think it then still fits with the story, but it adds kind of his expertise in your co-teaching, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's great. So yeah, so they have to do that, and basically tell us about the philosophies of that society, and give us the thumbs up or the thumbs down for the book, if they recommend it or not. So,
That's really
um,
And
but
which
no
book
one's
is
writing a paper because I don't want to read 100 book report papers. That it's just horrible. Yeah, I stopped that a long time ago. I just can't do that. So it's horrid, horrid, horrid. So anyway, so we're doing that, and then I kind of wanted to work on grammar just a little bit and editing before we start writing our papers. It'll be based on the King of Kong: A Fistful of Quarters, which is the Donkey Kong movie about the gamers, and the kids they love that because they can identify with that very well. And we play some classic arcade games, and they follow Billy Mitchell or Steve Wiebe. And I wrote to Steve Wiebe and I actually have a signed picture from him, so that's kind of fun. So I can show the
I
kids
want to
that.
be in your class.
I
Your class
know.
I'm
This
just
is
like
so
going.
neat.
I'm going. What co-teacher wouldn't want to be in your
I know.
class? It's
So
always
much fun.
So anyway, so that's a fun one. The playing the games, that's a lot of fun. And we're gonna do. I did this before where we did today's meet, and I did it with the honors kids, and I think it'll work fine here. And on today's meet, they can go ahead while they're watching. They can go ahead and type in comments and anything about the character, anything that people say about the character that they want to use later in their paper. And then they have access to everybody's comments because some kids are better at taking notes than others.
So it's kind of like a Twitter, but focused on notes.
Yeah, it worked really well. So we'll just enter a new room each day, and they take notes, and they're expected to multitask during the movie. So, because they want to anyway. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least now they have a reason to have their phone out. And
Yeah.
one that might be fun too. So you can tell TJ we gave him all kinds of homework since he, wasn't here this morning. No, and again, hopefully he's all better. It would be Reminder 101, since you are so device heavy. It's a way that you can send a reminder to the whole class. And it might be fun even during the movie. You could set up Reminder 101 to send stuff to their device, and it comes through a number, or it comes through that room, so that it never comes from your cell phone. But you can send messages to all their cell phones through Reminder 101. Don't forget your book report's due tomorrow. Don't forget to bring your book. Don't forget. And it can be sent directly. And again, I know he's very tech savvy, so that might be something that you might ask him to set up.
That'd be neat. That'd be good. So, I've been playing with the assignment with the writing, and I kind of want to make a template for the kids, and so they know exactly, what their paper. I mean, it's just going to be a 5-paragraph paper, and we want transitions and we want quotes in there for support. But I'll have some sort of template for them to follow, and so I'm kind of working on that. So I'll send it to you guys when I have that all done. It won't be for a couple weeks. And then you said Jen had something maybe to.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk. I haven't had a chance this week to do it, but my plan is to work on it this week on the POW+Tree and to talk to you more about that.
But it's got a template already there, Lisa. So before you make a template, why don't you let Jen get back to you?
I'll be able to get it to you within the next 2 days.
With a POW+Tree template, so that you don't do double work. And then she could come in online like this if you wanted to. I think that'd be novel for your kids. And actually show them POW+Tree, and then you and TJ both learn a new strategy too.
That sounds good. Yeah.
And I'll be able to, I'm going to look at an interactive whiteboard thing that we can do with you, so that they'll be able to kind of see me doing it on a whiteboard, and then you'll be able to have it for your classroom.
Okay, that sounds good.
And then the only other thing I was thinking of is, remind me next week when TJ is there that we talk about co-assessment. And there's an idea I have that I think might be perfect for this class. It's called peer editing with credit.
Okay.
So let's say that Jen got a 90 on her paper and I got a 40. And so Jen can get half of my points plus half of her points back for helping me with my paper.
Uh-huh.
And I can get half of Jen's points and half of my points back for redoing my paper. So that would be a good role for TJ to do, because now I'm doing the math. We both could get 30 additional points. Well, Jen's already an overachiever, so she'd be happy to have 120. And I would be thrilled to go from 40 to 70, so I'm no longer failing your class. I've at least got a C.
Okay,
and what happens is we both have to help each other get our papers to perfection. So you've also then got the editing piece, and you've got the collaboration. The last one that I think might be really fun to do for your presentation, so again, just giving you some creative thoughts, is why don't you challenge each class to make a spoof video of like a presentation horror of what they should not be doing, and it could be photo images or acting out what it should not look like, so that you don't have to say, here's how you're supposed to look when you present, but you can actually let them show a quick 2-minute video challenge of the best class that you're going to show to all the classes of what not to do when someone's presenting.
That's a good idea.
Belching, picking their nose, all those things that they'll get into.
Answering their cell phone.
Going, excuse me, whatever. But let them do a 2-minute video and make it a competition across classes. They will have so much fun with that. And then they'll get the point without you making the point.
Sure, that's a good idea. That's a great. And then would you just have each class makes their own, so they make one per class, not groups with.
And that gets shown across not only your classes, but you get your other teachers to show it.
Okay. All right, that'd be good. They would do that.
Because we're all going to go home and go, oh, look at this video. Well, they're going to think about them when they're in church. They're going to think that in the auditorium. They're going to think, and it's not you going, all right, everybody sit down when people are presenting. And let the class do it as a group and say, you guys got 10 minutes to come up with your plot and a 2-minute video shoot. Somebody use your phone, go upload it, and we'll see who's the winner. Mr. TJ and I will decide.
And you could even model it by you and TJ doing one, so that they can see, you interrupting each other and doing all of that. And that way they can kind of get that model before you go into the class.
So again, and then not your work. But I do think that will make a huge. I saw that in a classroom the other day, and I was like, "What a great way to make a point without the teacher doing it." The kids are like, "I never thought about doing that."
Yeah.
No, that'll be fun. I know some teachers in the past have done something with what not to do at an interview. So, and then just
So
to
what
really
not to do, as an audience member, and there you go, and now they've made their own point, and then you can remind them, gosh, you guys looked more like the video today than I'd ever planned. And then you can turn around if it gets really bad and say, now let's make a 2-minute video of what you should look like. So again, you can kind of do that balance.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, you probably need to go. Anything else? Are you kind of doing the plan for the rest of the semester where you guys are going to trade off, or what's that looking like?
Well, we're going to do some things with, I'm going to have him help me with the editing and grammar exercises we're going to do because he knows which words the students especially have problems with. And so we'll have, the twos and the theirs and yours. So I'm going to have him help me a lot with that. And then we'll get it back, when we get back into reading some nonfiction, then we'll get him back in. Where we do the 2-in-1. So for the first couple weeks, it'll be me a little bit heavier just because it's the writing piece and I don't, he's not as comfortable with teaching that. So
there's a Barron's book. I don't think I haven't. There's a whole series of them. I can't remember. That is a grammar, like most common grammar mistakes. And that might be a good book for him to get and have him read a mini lesson for 5 minutes each day. It's the Barron's, there's a whole series, and there's one for algebra, geometry, grammar, vocabulary. It's like, I'll find it and send you the hyperlink. But it's a short little read, but it's like the most common mistakes people make and errors. And it's kind of a crib notes for people who need to get a review of a content before they go in. And it would be a great one for him to kind of look at as the support teacher, to kind of flip that. He'd use that to be the lead teacher in grammar.
Okay. Sounds good. That'll be good.
Okay.
So I'll send you the project for the book report so that way you guys have those.
Good, great.
So
and I'll get you the POW+Tree information in the next 2 days.
Okay.
So that you have it.
Okay, and then you can look at that, and if you want to modify it, you don't want to do that. We just wanted to offer that as an option to give you one less thing you had to do.
That sounds great.
All right.